Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. We are with the character Drelm over at the Sky Pharaoh's throne, where at this location, the difficulty of your checks against Banes that have the mummy trait is increased by 4, and after you are dealt damage that is not reduced, bury one random card from your discard pile. Alright, so that's what's going on here. This is Drelm's second attempt through, or I should say, for the campaign. He always goes to the Sky Pharaoh's throne for the .6 version of the level. So, anyway, advancing the Blessings deck, we have a Blessing of the Ancients. And for the first exploration, we have the Armored Coat. Okay, Constitution, Fortitude 5. Drelm has a D6 for his Constitution, so he does not get the Armored Coat. It gets banished. Alright, advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Thoth. And Drelm comes across an Explorer's Staff. Wow. So this is an auto-acquire, but Drelm isn't really too interested in this card. So he's going to go ahead and he will acquire it, and he will discard it while resetting his hand. Alright, advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of the Elements. Exploring, we get the Scarab Swarm. Okay, so when you examine this card, you are dealt 1 poison damage. So we did not examine this card. This is not a mummy. So the difficulty to defeat, that will be a 4. So we need a 10 or higher on our combat check. If defeated by less than 4 and the check to defeat does not have the fire trait, we have to shuffle this creature back into the deck. Well, unfortunately, Drelm does not have anything with the fire trait. He's going to be using the Spear of the Watchful Guardian. So strength melee plus 1d6 plus 1. So that's going to be a d10 and a d6 plus 1. His melee is plus 5. So we could add 5 and roll these 2 dice. I think that'll be more than enough. So that was kind of notched there, but let's call that a 10 and a 3. So we defeat the Scarab Swarm, but unfortunately it gets shuffled back into the location deck. So I have to shuffle the location deck. Alright, and now we're going to roll a d10. You roll a d10, see what card's on top. A 5. Okay, so the 5th card, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. We are all set now. We are now going to advance the Blessings deck. Drelm's hand is fine. It's another Blessing of Thoth, and we get a Coffer Corpse. Alright, so it's not a mummy. The Coffer Corpse is immune to the mental and poison traits. Okay, so we still have our Spear of the Watchful Guardian. We have to do 2 combat checks. I think Drelm will be able to pull this off with just the 2 dice plus 5. So rolling for the first one. Alright, so we're handily defeated there. And then for the second check, we are going to roll again. So we rolled a 4, 5, 6. Fortunately, our buff was plus 5. So we have defeated the Coffer Corpse. And what we're going to do is we're going to play our Speak with the Dead spell now. So when we defeat a monster, and it is a monster, so what we can do now is we can add 1 die to our intelligence and wisdom checks. Sweet. We start interrogating the Coffer Corpse. Alright, resetting Drelm's hand. Advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Matt. And we explore. Okay, we get the Toxic Geyser. It's a trap, so Drelm can add his Divine Skill to any card that has the trap trait. It has all those. It has Acid, Fire, Poison, Veteran. So the difficulty to defeat is a plus 4. So we need a 9 or higher, and we're going to go ahead and roll. We'll do this a Wisdom check, so we can use our Divine Skill. So we do 2d8 plus 3, and we need a 9. Let's see. What do we want to do here? 2d8 plus 3. I wonder if that's enough. We don't have any armor in our hand. let's see. I think what we're going to do, we are going to use a Blessing of Pharasma just to add a die to that roll, because we just want to play it safe. Alright. So, more than enough. Probably didn't need to use that blessing, but we did want to get rid of that Bane. Alright, resetting the hand. Advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of the Ancients. Exploring. Okay, Scarab Swarm is back. We're just going to go ahead and do the Spirit of the Watchful Guardian. Adding +5 to this roll. Okay, Scarab Swarm has been defeated, but he gets shuffled back into the deck. It's a great card because you could fail explore or closing locations just because the card keeps going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 cards left in the location deck. Okay, the 4th card will be on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and we don't have anything in our hand that will give us an extra exploration. So, advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of Kepri. And exploring, okay, we get the Yellow Jelly. So, immune to mental, piercing, poison, and slashing traits. Wow. So, all of our weapons have the piercing and slashing traits. We do not have anything in our hand that gives us the acid or cold trait. There's a acid after you act effect. Well, that really sucks. So this is going to be a straight up combat check, or a melee check, so which was D10 plus 4. Okay, so it's not that bad, but let's go ahead and roll that. D10 plus 4. Alright, so we rolled a 3, plus 4 is 7. So we did not succeed. So it means we take 1 point of damage. So it says here, after you are dealt damage that is not reduced. Well, we are going to reduce it. We're going to use our Archetype's Armor. So bury this card. We are proficient with light armors. So we can discard this card to reduce the damage to 0. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. The Yellow Jelly gets shuffled back into the deck. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 cards in this deck. Seeing which card is on top, it's the 5th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So we're going to reset Drelm's hand. We'll go ahead. Let's see. We're going to recharge our hand, add 3 cards. Okay, we're going to advance the Blessings deck. It's the Curse of Daybane. Drelm now has the Curse of Daybane. And then we're going to do our exploration. Before we do our exploration, we're going to use the Hand of the Honest Man. We're going to bury the card in order to get rid of the Curse of Daybane, because we don't want to deal with that curse. Drelm also has the Helpful Haversack in his hand. So that means that at the start of your turn, reveal this card to examine the top card of your deck. Sweet. So it's the Sands of Time spell. You may additionally discard this card to add the examined card to your hand. Well, we're totally going to do that. I mean, this Sands of Time spell is awesome. So we'll discard the Helpful Haversack. We're adding that to our hand. We're going to cast it right away, so that it joins with the Speak with the Dead spell. And now we will go ahead and we will explore. Hey, it's the Scarab Swarm. Wow. So it doesn't have. Okay, so we're just gonna do a straight up. We tossed the Spirit of the Watchful Guardian, and instead we got the Natron Fang, D10 plus D8 plus 1. So a little more power here. So our grand total is 9 plus 5. So the Scarab Swarm is defeated, but gets shuffled back in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, so we still have 6 cards in this location deck, and we only have 2 cards left in the Blessings deck. So 4th card is on top. We're going to reset Drelm's hand. We're going to toss some cards because we need to get some blessings in order to win this encounter. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to advance the Blessings deck. It's the Blessing of Ra, and we're going to explore. Alright, so we finally made it to the Devoted General. Alright, so we did not examine this card. So the Devoted General is immune to the mental and poison traits. We do not have the acid trait in our hand, so we don't get a bonus. He is a mummy, so the check to defeat this mummy is going to be +4. So we need to roll a total of 28 in order to defeat this Devoted General. So we're going to use our Natron Fang. For your combat check, reveal this card to use your strength or melee +1d8/+1. If the Bane has the undead trait, you may additionally discard this card and add another 2d8 and the bludgeoning trait. Okay, well, we're definitely going to do that. So that's going to be, and with our Sands of Time spell, we're going to be able to add an additional d10. So we're looking at, it's looking pretty good, 2d10 plus a total of 3d8, and our total modifiers, thanks to the Natron Fang and Drelm's melee skill, are +5. And just for fun, we'll use a Blessing of Nethys, so we can add another d10 to the check. Alright, well, we certainly have the right cards. Let me assemble my dice here. Alright, so we're rolling all that, and on top of that, we're going to use an item, the Embalming Fluid. Reveal this card to add 2 in the poison trait to your combat check. If the Bane has the undead trait, ignore its immunities. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely do that. So we get to add an additional +2. So our total, all these dice, and we get to add a total of 5, 6, 7. Alright, and we need a 28. Alright. So we rolled a 9 and a 5 is 14, 17, 22, 29, 29, 32, and we add the +7, 32, 39, and we needed a 28, so the Devoted General has been defeated. Alright, the General defeated, the location is closed. So that was awesome. So that was the end. Oops, technical difficulties here. So let's go ahead and clean up here and do a deck check. So pretty interesting adventure. Drelm didn't really get a lot of cool boons. So we'll do the deck check, and then we're going to go ahead and see what the reward for the scenario is that I put down. Didn't have to. Cleric of Nethys was at the bottom of the discard pile. Well, holding on to that Embalming Fluid, that was huge. Lots of great effects here. Sands of Time. I'm really happy with Drelm's spells. So when he visits a trader, he's probably not going to... He had the helpful Haversack, and that was actually very helpful. It's true, it is helpful. So he did gain an Explorer Staff, but that's pretty much doesn't need it. So the reward for this scenario was a really great loot item called the Mask of the Forgotten Pharaoh. So let's see if Drelm is that fitting with Drelm's character. I mean, the good news is that it's a loot too, so he can go ahead and trade it. So he can trade these 2 items if he wanted to. But Drelm also, for the reward of this scenario, is a power feat. So unfortunately, Drelm really doesn't have a lot of power feat options. He could either increase his hand size, which I really don't want to do, or the only one to check off here is this: when you would discard a blessing that has the Abdar or Wadjet trait. To add dice to a check, you may recharge it instead. Alright, so he'll go ahead and do that. Like I say, I'm really happy with the hand size of 5. So let's go ahead now and visit a trader. So he's going to go back to town, meet Falsing Deek. I really want that key of Abdar for some reason, or the the key to this second vault. I think that would be a really cool item. So let me go ahead and randomly determine which items Falsing Deke has. So he's given us level 1 or 2 items, so we can either get a mummified cat from him, or we can get the mumia, or he's also offering, what else is he offering us? Okay, the Djinn favorite amulet. Alright, so these are the 3 items that Falsing Deke is offering us. The Djinn favorite amulet is cool. I mean, I like it. The mumia, let's see what this does. Display this card. Wow, while displayed, add 1d8 to his arcane, constitution, and fortitude skills. I mean, that could be really cool. But it says, but then it's at the end of the turn. Banish this card. So I don't like how we have to banish the card. It's only good if you're basically an alchemist. The Mummified Cat. Recharge this card to examine the top card of your location deck. If the card has the undead trait, you may evade or encounter it. Banish this card to reduce all damage dealt to you by a monster. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely useful. You can examine stuff. You can evade stuff. So as it is, the Mummified Cat's pretty cool, but in order to get that item, Drelm is going to have to, he only has 3 item slots. So right now these 3 items, of course this is a very powerful item. So I don't think Drelm is going to pick the Mummified Cat. So Falsing Deke really didn't have anything for Drelm this time around. So we will just toss all that stuff. And that's the state of Drelm's deck. I don't know if I'm going to keep this loot card or not, but I will let you know at the start or during the next adventure. And I'll have another adventure up shortly. Alright, thanks for watching.